Alright guys, so today we're going to pull the manifold off, that's for sure. So I'm just going to take the turbo off and pull the manifold off, and then we'll get the wastegate bolts off later when I take it to my job, the manifold. So, but I got to pull the radiator out of it and drain it and all that, get the radiator out, because the pipe for the intercooler hits on the radiator fans. So I'm going to pull the radiator out, trim up the fans a little bit so it gives more clearance, and then get the manifold off and get it painted and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and take it apart now. Alright guys, it's really windy out. It's about a storm. I mean, you can see in the clouds and everything. But got the radiator out. It's over there. And I got the turbo off. I'm going to pull it aside, take the bolts off for the manifold and pull it out. And then I'll take that a little bit to my job, so I can get these bolts. Or I might just go up to like the part store or something. It's a lot closer, so I might just do that. I'm still running the old radiator. I do have the new one. Like I said, it's up in the attic, but I'm not gonna run that one. I'm gonna try and sell it to someone. I'm actually gonna get one off like an Integra or something like that, the smaller one, so it sits right here, so I can have a slim fan here and then put my AC fan on this side of the condenser. So that's what's going to happen. Clears up more room here for, in here for the turbo things. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this manifold off and get some studs for it. So I have all 4 studs, so it seals better. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the manifold off now. Alright guys, so I got the manifold off. It's right here. I think the issue I was having with my car is it's leaking through the gasket. I mean, if you even look on the gasket, see how it's all like has a burnt exhaust look on it. So I gotta see why it's doing that. Maybe this isn't thick enough, or maybe it's not sitting flush on the manifold or something, or on the head. I don't know, but that might be the issue with my car. I mean, I was missing a bolt here because it's broken in the head, so I might have to get that fixed. And I was missing a stud here and a stud here, or a bolt, the nuts here on these two, there and there, and this stud's completely gone and broken inside the head. So that might be the issue. So like I said, I was still going to go ahead and get 2 nuts for these, the 2 that I'm missing, and I was missing 2 on the turbo to the manifold. So we're going to try and get those as well. So I'm going to try and get this wastegate off. I'm going to go run up to the parts store or something and see if I can borrow Allen keys to get the wastegate off. So I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so we're at Ace Hardware. I got the studs for this, and I got all the nuts I need. So I'm gonna go spend a fortune on freaking nuts and bolts and studs and shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and cash this out, and I'll see you guys back at the house. Alright guys, so we're back at the house. We're just gonna like clean up the manifold a little bit on the wire wheel, and then we're gonna go ahead and paint the manifold, and then put it back together. I got all those nuts and bolts for everything. Hopefully we can snug it up good and fix a few of the issues that she was having. I think maybe, like I was saying earlier, that the leaks from the exhaust was the cause of what it was doing. Like it falling on its face because it wouldn't like open the wastegate or whatever. None of it was working properly because of that probably. So we're going to go ahead and put it all together after I'm done painting. It dries, put it back together, and make sure everything's snugged and torqued down. So we're going to go ahead and paint the manifold. Alright guys, so I went ahead and painted the manifold and let it dry. So I did like 2 coats on it. So let it dry. Then we'll go ahead and start doing everything else. Once it's dry, I can put the studs in here where the turbo bolts up, and then mount it all back together. So let's see how that goes. Alright guys, so get the manifold back on, I'll paint it, and I got all the studs in there now, and bolts. So, and then I got these studs here now for the manifold, for the turbo to go to there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the wastegate and turbo back on it right now. Alright guys, so I had to close the garage because it started really fucking raining. But turbo's on with the new hardware. Stud there, and the bolts there. I gotta get another stud for the bolt for this one because it, for some reason, I guess this stud was messed up or something, so I didn't thread in all the way. So, but I mean, 3 is better than what I had, so that should help a little bit. But I don't have this Allen key still. With the manifold's all painted, and it's all bolted up snug with all the bolts. So I really can't test my car out to see if that helped, because I can't tighten the wastegate up. So I'm actually going to go to ask my neighbors if they have one. So I'll check in a little bit. Alright, so I got the wastegate tightened down. So manifold's tight, turbo's tightened down, wastegate's tightened down. There's bolts and everything now. Let's see how she acts. I ain't going to put the radiator in it yet, because I'm just going to try it, like turn it on and see if it revs up and stuff, like it should. So let's go ahead and try that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and start it up. Gonna let the wastegate or the wideband heat up. Good. She's spooling. Before she would stop spooling, like it'll just stop spinning. So right now it's still spinning, so that's a good sign. Let's let it warm up a little bit, get oil flowing through the turbo and everything before I actually start revving it up some. It's kind of breaking up still. I'm gonna go make sure everything's good and connected. Alright, so she started up. I did forget to connect the wastegate vacuum, so I connected it and started back up. She seems to be revving up a lot better. Still breaking up some, but I'm pretty sure it needs a tune or something, or the plugs maybe got fouled out or something. But seems to be revving up fine now. Still breaks up like I said, but now it's like almost full throttle. Before it was like more than 20% throttle. So that might have helped. The plugs might need to be re-gapped, or because they're gapped at 0.28, so they should be good, but they might be fouled out or something from before. And I don't really want to keep it running too long because I don't have the radiator in it. But she seemed a lot better, so might be good. So I'm gonna put the radiator in it probably tomorrow and stuff, and then test drive it. But that's all done. The manifold is painted, which is something I really wanted to do. So we might be looking good. So it did rev up a lot better, which I'm really happy about. So might have got lucky, and that could have been just like it was leaking through here and there. So good job now. But alright guys, check out you guys here in a little bit. Alright guys, so pretty much put it all back together. After doing, you know, all the bolts for the turbo to the manifold to the head, also painted it and went through all that, everything's snug and tight. It's still breaking up a little bit better, but not as bad. So I already went ahead and ordered the fuel pump, the ECU, and the jumper harness for it, which the ECU I'm going to be running is a P28, and we're going to go ahead and do the Honda on it. So we'll get there soon enough, hopefully. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. More is going to be coming for sure now that I have to go and get a standalone for it and everything. So there'll be tuning videos, dyno pulls, track videos of messing with it and doing like a little tune on it there. So, but fuel pump's on its way, jumper harness on the way, and the P28's on its way. So catch you guys in the next one. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below.